Hi buddy, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad, episode 14 with me, Sid, and where we left off last episode, I have made some more rusks, and I made myself some forage with mashed turnips and red currants. I've sealed those as well, because I had a bit of fat. I should probably have kept the fat as food, but I had a moment of weakness and decided that was what I wanted to do. So food-wise, we are actually pretty good at the moment. We've got a lot of these rusks, which are fresh for an age. There is something. Oh, there we go. I've been hearing that outside all night, and it sounded a lot more scary than it actually is. See, that's a bit more scary. We don't want anything to do with that boy. Luckily he's across on that little island over there. We've only got to worry about... Don't have to worry about him really. Now, if you recall, we spotted that there was something over this way that looked, well, interesting, shall we say. And I think that is a mine shaft. That is a mine shaft. I don't think I'm really equipped to deal with those right now. But what I wanted to do was set up another forward operating base, because I think we could look. If you look at these rivers, they've got various directions off of them. That looks like a bit of a little ruin over there as well. So that really doesn't go anywhere. That possibly does. So we could probably follow that out. That doesn't look like it does anything useful, and obviously the other way that I wanted to go was, there was somewhere over off, where was it? Down here, and I think that is a ruin. I've still got this issue with the fan. I don't know what's causing it. It's not helping it today, the fact that it's so warm, but yeah, we are having one of those rare things in the UK called, well, if it weren't spring, I'd say summer. But clearly it is springtime, so I can't call it summer, because that would be, strictly speaking, incorrect. I don't really need to even worry about that, do I? I can just leave him to his own devices, because I'm fairly certain he can't keep up with me. So there's a lot of fire clay. We do need to harvest that when we come back, because that is rare. Well, rarer than it was anyway. And right now I would like to go and have a look at whatever that ruin is over this direction, because that would be fun. Whereas building things over on the island, not farms, and getting seeds planted and stuff, not so much. You know how it goes. At least this is needing fertility soil out here. We might even find some high if we're very lucky. So yeah, in terms of plans for this, oh damn it, no. You know when you hear that squeal of a piggy and you just don't know whether you're going to get mama pig or not coming after you, or dada pig. Either pig's taking it, and the pigs in this game are more a little brutal. For those of you who saw the opening bit, typical, the opening bit of the Rusty Gears playthrough for season 4, they don't pull the punches, the piggies. They were killing, more people died on the opening session to piggywigs than have got any right. Oh, there you go. Well, that's what we're heading towards. and he's gone, so let's take a slow walk over, and we can keep our eyes out for rock beasts. Oh, it's dead. Probably killed by the blackguard. I think the blackguard is a rust beast, not a rock beast, and they don't like each other. You, on the other hand, are dinner. And that's why you carry 4. My preferred loadout of choice with spears is 4 spears, for a very good reason. Now I could, and maybe I should, be hunting down some more pigs. I should also grab some bones while I'm at it, because then we can start and think about processing up this leather. But I should also not get too carried away with hunting down the piggies, because we're going here, and if I end up filling my inventory, I will be a sad bunny. Not a sad bunny, not a sad crab. What is this then? And is there any badness waiting inside for us, more to the point? Plenty of shingle blocks. Oh yeah, of course there is. Yep, there is. Right, let's pull back. Retreat. Does that mean there is a locust cage up there, or? Not seeing a locust nest. Ugh. I've got myself stuck, haven't I? No, I think that might have just been a lone solo locust. I'm not going to complain at a lone solo locust. Metal scraps, ancient slab. Get the resin for definite. I was always handy. Always take sticks, because you can always use sticks. Most of this, I'll take those because I'll kick myself if I don't. I'm not really worried about half of that, although, well, look, I've got the space. Maybe, just maybe, oh, and I've only got, that's blue clay. That's some shingle corners. Not really worried about ancient slabs. It's an ingredient for a lot of stuff. I'll keep that because that is an ingredient for a lot of stuff. Who knew, eh? So, yes, a nice ruin though. It's got lots of interesting things in it. Dry grass, poor chunk of hematite. Well, they'll stack, so we might as well take them. That's just clutter. Ooh, clothes. Now, clothes are handy because clothes become things. We'll take the saltpeter, we can have that, we'll definitely have that. Clothes. I'm not worried about the... Am I worried about the crushed quartz? Smelts into glass, but so does quartz, as I recall. So, is there any benefit to taking crushed quartz over quartz? We'll take the oak while we're here because it'd be silly not to. Pair of glasses. Somehow keep you warm by 0.01 degrees. I've got no idea how. And that. Let's read the law book. And head down and get the tool vessel, because that will probably give me another, yeah, not so much for the tools, but for the extra 5 experience into tools. I think there's a lot else here that we need. But very little in the way of storage space now. Do I want a flint shovel? No. Do I want that? No. Anything here I don't really want. Oh, that stacks to 16. Oh, that's crap, isn't it? We might as well process up the flax. But none of this is stuff that I'll want to wear. Somehow again I've got flax out of glasses. Don't ask. Right. So while we're over here we can mark you as red and done. We've got a fair old desert that way. Do I want to go and explore a bit further, or do I want to take the path of valor, you know, discretion, and head back? And maybe if I'd have clocked that fast enough I might have managed to spear it, but oh well. I can probably get it from here, especially if I a bit tougher than I thought though. Took more than 2. Let's just go and try and get it now. As soon as I've expended the energy. We might as well go and get the... It's a goat, okay. Thought it might be a goat. This is just a deliberate attempt to make it so I feel bad when I call a sheep a goat, isn't it? I genuinely do believe that. I think we're going to head back. We'll see about getting a little bit more red meat, and because we can probably do something with that. I haven't got a lot of stuff to do anything with it, so we'll keep our eyes out for any forage that we can use to accompany it. But red meat's red meat, and more importantly, hides are hides. Yeah, we'll head back. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, we're back. I stopped over that side to harvest up some of the clay. There's still all of this. I also killed that swine beast over there. And I'm hoping there's nothing too frightening up here. So we got back safely, which is always good. I'm not sure. Has the big fella gone? Oh, the big fella might have gone. That's some red clay over there as well. So we should be able to get quite a lot of storage going at some point. Now I've got quite a lot of fire clay. In fact, I've got more fire clay than I've got easy storage for. I've also got some blue clay, which I'll pop away, and then we've got some blockage, which some of this might go into some of this, but I doubt it. And we got some firewood, which we'll pop in there. Oh god, we've got so much stuff. We've got all of that. We've got wood horns, grubs. I suppose I can munch on those. As gross as the entire concept is. Rot beast and rot hide. Bunch of torches, some more blocks, crates. Probably need to stick half of those sticks out of the way. I think they'll go upstairs or in my... Actually, did they go in my chest on my back? If they do, they're well hidden. Which means they probably in here. We had a little bit of saltpeter, and what we need is a little bit of lime. Here we go, 50 lime. That will make me one of these full of water. I also need... Do I have some magnetite? I do, and I've got... No, that's hematite. Hematite? Do I not have hematite? I thought I had hematite. I'm at a loss what to do with that one, so I'll do that. And that can go into the material storage. So this we need to process. This we need to process big time. The fat can go there. I've got bones anyway. I think bones are in here, aren't they? I probably don't really need to collect any more bones, if I'm honest with myself. A bit of resin, but we'll get sorted out one day. Not today, obviously, because not today. Just not today. Just not today. Stick those torches in there, and we've got that, which we can. I can truss it up if I made a smoker. Which we can smoke it as an ingredient for. Let me just come back into here and go for a smoker. And they're not, I don't think they're expensive, it's just planks and stuff. What it is expensive on is space, which I don't have a lot of now. I'm rapidly running out of space in this place. I need to rationalise my storage big time. Speaking of rationalising storage, we need to make a barrel, which we need to also grab a bucket, and we take a little chance for a nighttime walk. Grab that. Head back in. Get the lime and get these hides tanning, because once they're tanning, I'm going to put that down there for now. Once they are tanning, they won't rot, and that's the thing we need to avoid. Once they start rotting, we're in all sorts of fun and games. So I can make meat storage. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know I wanted meat storage until I had a requirement for meat storage. Where to put my meat storage? Well, you can't really put it on the ground, can you? Let me just put you there for now. Proteins. Okay, so you are fresh for a day. You're fresh for 18 hours. So, okay, that's worse, not better. Alright. Well, it's still storage. It'll do. We'll end up with kitchen stuff eventually, I'm sure. I can cure it. I can make red meat jerky. I suppose I could make red meat jerky. That might be the way. Just to preserve this like that, and then just let that cure in my inventory. Yeah, we'll do that. For the time being, we'll gross out our grubs. Right, what time is it? 9:20. Time to have a sleep. See you in the morning. Alright, so one of the things I've been saying I wanted to do was I don't want to be setting this tower up every time we stop. It consumes a lot of hunger. It's, well, quite, oh, go away. It's quite frankly quite large. And consequently, you know, it's not something I should have to be setting up every time we stop for the night. However, what I don't want to be doing is stopping for the night and just sleeping in any old spot. So my first thoughts are, well, what I actually need is a campsite that is functional, that has a few basic cooking facilities, a little bit of storage, not too much, doesn't need to go mad, somewhere to sleep, not too tall. Remember, the tent mod works on it works on the concept of, did I could have sworn I had 3. I think I might, no, I must have only had 2. Okay, it's alright. The tent mod works on the concept of using your hunger. So if we were to create a tent that looks something a bit like this, goes over the side, just so I can get in and get out, I should come out in the actual block, I think, and be able to jump out. That should be fine. We can then have, because that's 1, 2, 3, we can put our, I was going to put a campfire there, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that if the tent's that big. I suppose we could make the tent one smaller, and then we could have our campfire there, can't we? Just there. And I was going to put like a lean-to over it so it's covered, so we can use it when it's raining. I don't know whether I need to worry if I'm going to be cooking or baking or doing anything more adventurous than that. I really do wish he'd go away. I think that will be enough. So let me go and grab pantograph, and we'll start off with a, and then we'll we'll flip you that way. Right, so we're getting kind of, it's a start. I mean, clearly a little tent. How effective it's going to be, that will remain to be seen. Right, I need a bit of wood. A bit of wood. Now, what have I got? What have I got? Stacked bamboo, actually. I mean, I've only got 2 of them, so they're never going to be much use for anything other than this. And no. Oh, it's alright, I can fix that. Doesn't help that that thing's over there, making me nervous. Can I can get away with that on there then, can't I? Yeah. And then maybe we'll just do it that thick. So we pop you down. We copy and paste. Whoa! This place is getting unpleasant. I need to be ready to leg it, don't I? But if we place that there, I think if he gets close to that, they'll end up fighting. That should be entertaining. Now I know I could go a voxel shorter, but I really don't want to. Bagger off, you git. Seriously, man, just go away. Right, I would like to go. Oh, hang on. Thank you. Okay, fine. We'll do it the hard way. So I'm going to carry on working on this anyway. I'm sweating gobs here, so I'm going to have to turn my fan on, and I'll be back once I've got this thing done, or when, you know, Death walks over here. Be back in a moment. All right, I've picked up everything. I'm just about to dig up these blocks because I have got myself a little tent campsite. It's going to evolve and it's going to change, and I'm going to have to add to it as we go. But at least now I've got something small that I can throw down and utilise in the event of wanting to camp the night. Without having to get the big old tent bag out. Now, I mean, obviously I can throw down the tent itself. You know, that would be a thing. And I may even, if I can find some palisade blocks, in a dungeon somewhere or on, you know, a ruin, I could even put a little palisade around it and move the tent in a little bit and, you know, jiggery-pokery it about. But right now, the tent block looks like this. So we've got a fireplace, we've got the barrels, we've got firewood, we've got a chest, we've got a couple of storage. That has got the castle in it. You can sleep in there. Everything is good. Now I've also dyed some blue cloth. I did have to go and turn off the class specific recipes. I'd not realised that I'd left those on, but I decided that it was time I invested in some proper armour. So I did. Basically, I have put my money where my mouth is. Actually, that probably needs to go away along with that and that and that, because I've still got stuff in my inventory which shouldn't be there. But from the point of view of a character, we'll wear that. Now, my vanity mod means that it doesn't show up, but that does mean I now have got at least a decent amount of armor protection, because I've got 75% reduction. I still could use a shield. I just can't bring myself to work with a crude shield. I suppose it would be better than nothing, but right now it's not necessary. So we can pick up. And what I would like to do, actually, I've decided not to settle here. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to leave the red for the fire clay marker there, because I've got quite a bit, and we can always head back should we need more. And we can at least now get into the middle seat, and let's go and just explore down this way a little bit. I really would like to have a go at one of those mines. I'm just conscious that I know that there's some really unpleasant mobs down at the bottom, and I just think it's I don't think even it's biting off a little more than I can chew. I think it is biting off a lot more than I can chew. We need to go that way. That's the wolfie. Well, the rock wolf, but you know. Yeah, let's push on, because we're in summer. We're still quite a long way north, and I think we possibly need to be considering getting south a little bit. This is probably not the way to do it, of course. This river is not going to get me things, but we're going to start hitting cold soon. I've got a fair amount of fabric, so at least I can repair my my gubbins, and also because I'm wearing the armour gives heat, I'm actually getting some benefit from the armour itself. We may actually end up too hot in the hotter climates wearing armour. That could be a problem. Certainly was a problem for real warriors in the Crusades and the like. Yeah, come up. More fire clay. It's not that rare around here, is it? We'll mark it. And none of this is so far away that I'm conscious that it'll be hard to get back. What I'm more interested in is just seeing what else we can find down this river, if anything. It'd be really nice to find a nice big, probably the manor. I mean, the manor's a big ruin, but again, I also know this slaw blades, like, you know, it's a coleslaw locust. No, saw blade locusts down there, and they are nasty. And we haven't set a spawn. That's a big old consideration. But just getting down in these areas here is just lovely. I also try and get myself a oil lamp in there as well, didn't I? Just because we can. It'll make it easier to find the actual canoe when I leave it at night as well. So that would be potentially a good idea. But yeah, I think if this brings us back out into an ocean area, I think we make a break to try and get south a few thousand blocks and get into, I mean, 34 degrees in summer, that's actually not bad. What is my body temperature? You see, I don't know whether it actually even has a concept of overheating in Vintage Story. I know we obviously have a concept of chilling, but oh yeah, we got good. Oh, there's a ruin there. Let's mark that. This is some good options actually, isn't it? Oh, actually, I'm here. See, I still keep seeing that. I think that's just a boulder. I don't think that's anything special. So these rivers do make this exploration by canoe much more interesting, and it's kind of given me ideas that I'm going to be suggesting on the Rusty Gear server for when we start planning season 5, which is a long way off. I mean, planning, you can do it any time, but the actual season, I mean, you know, Grant's only just started her mega build, so yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be a good build. That is a library. That is the library. That's another tower. It's funny, but you get to a point in life where you can recognise certain structures just by the way they look. Off we go again. Right. Well, I know I don't feel, well, I haven't got the time to tackle the library on my own today. I probably need to set up shop and build a shield before I even think about taking this any steps further. Possibly even upping my game on the leather armour. Not the leather armour, the leather backpacks. Just because things, so that's going to involve staying still in one place for a while. Let's have a look at what this is, shall we? Because there's a oak forest there. I mean, it's really is just one of these small ruins with things. We're not shy of food though, are we? Doesn't really appear to be much more over that way, although the river does go on a good old distance. I suppose we can just check out underneath this, because that looks. When you don't trust the designers of the game, so you dig up everything. Although to be fair, they're only doing exactly what I would have done, so. But now I've found one, I'm kind of going, is there another? Yeah, the greed becomes a thing. And there could be quite easily hidden down here. I don't think there is. I think that's your lot, plus a bit of bony. Which again we'll take, we can process that at some point. I'm going to push on a little bit further upstream, I think. And mark that ruin as checked. And then we'll see where we get to. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're just going to push up this river a little. Feeling that back there might have been a meteor, but not 100% certain. But it's getting dark. We need to be thinking about things. But the reason pushing up is there is something there and there's something up here. So we'll just push a bit further up the river, and that will give us something to fertile around next episode, I think. But we'll ooh, pretty lightning. Gotta mark that stuff. Even though it's very dark and I'm not liking this at all. I think we're going to pull over here. But I ain't going in there at night, that's for certain. So we can settle down outside our tent. I can get myself no other way. Come on. And we'll zoom out a little. We'll get that off. We'll get a screenshot. We'll get that back on and we'll come back to this view. And I think on that note we're going to call this an episode, but we've got a ruin there, we've got a ruin there, there's a nice big old desert up here which these can hide ruins because the ruins are often made out of the same rock as the actual items. Not seeing much going on, but the river does go on a little bit up that direction, and then we've got a nice big old branch up here to go and play with before we even have to think about heading down here. And I think we're going to have to set up, and I am going to have to give some serious consideration to a temporary a stronghold to start seriously considering upping my game for metal, leather, you know, the usual stuff that you have to do. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.